Hi, welcome along. As ever, I've got an interesting bike that I wanted to share with you guys. This is a Ducati 900 SS, known as a Bevel, because it has a bevel drive sort of gear-driven cam system up on the side here with the two sort of gears that mesh together in a 90-degree angle. This particular bike is 1978, and I think it's really, really interesting. I'm kind of super excited by it because in the 70s, there was an importer in the UK called Coburn and Hughes. Now, Coburn and Hughes grew tired of the sort of blue and silver wire-wheeled bikes that were being produced by Bologna at the time. And they asked the factory to produce something that what they considered to be more modern. So it was decided that they build this sort of black and gold bike with these Speedline cast wheels. And it proved so popular in the end that the Ducati actually sort of copied it and it became a production model. But this was one of the original 100 Coburn and Hughes Ducati black and golds that sort of paved the way, if you like. And what I'm so excited about with this bike is that it's in original paint. So I'll show you in a bit. On the top of the tank here, it's all crazed and split. And it's just got the most wonderful, rich patina that you rarely see on a motorcycle, because all of these now have been restored. And I personally love to see a bike that hasn't been touched, because you know exactly where it's come from. You know it's not been crashed. You know it's not been set fire to. You know it's not, and nothing's happened to it because it's still as it left the factory. And it's very, very rare to find a bike from the 70s that's not been sort of restored or modified or changed, and I just think it's really, really lovely. This is one of the few bikes that I'm going to struggle to part with because I've really fallen in love with it. I particularly enjoy a Bevel Ducati. I think they're a lovely, lovely bike to ride, especially if you're a bit taller like me. There's a bit of space on them. They're sort of long and thin, and they make a wonderful noise. Yes, they're rubbish through town. Yes, they're kickstart only. Yes, they've got their issues. But you know what? On a smooth, fast, sweeping road, they really are a wonderful, wonderful machine, even by today's standards. One of these will sit at sort of 80, 90 miles an hour and thunder along and just brings an immense amount of pleasure. And then when you stop and get off and look at it, the pleasure continues for me, certainly. And so I think this has got huge investment potential because it's very rare in the sense that it was one of 100 and it's completely original. So I think it's perhaps got a lot of growth money-wise just yet. But most of all, I think it's just very interesting and very lovely to see something that hasn't been touched too much. And so I'll grab the camera and sort of show you some of the patina and things like that. But I just thought it was a wonderful, interesting piece of Ducati history that not many people realise actually existed, and again, super, super rare to see one untouched. Okay, so here you can see on top of the tank the craze in paint, which is obviously it's not for everybody, but I find it quite exciting. This is on the Smith's clocks and the early CEV switchgear, and all the sort of original things that you might expect to see, Thomas Helly twist grip, things like that. Again, these are the Speedline wheels. The later bikes came with the FPS, and it's just, you know, it's got the right contis on there. There's sort of cracks and crazes and a little split on top here and things, but it just, for me, it's got this really warm, lovely feel to it. The gold's that little bit richer, and it's got a lovely, lovely feel about the bike. Interestingly enough, at the moment, we've got the sort of a blue and silver here, and this is also a 78 bike. So these bikes both left Bologna in 1978, but of course they're very, very different. And this paved the way for the sort of future black and golds, which, again, as it happens, here's one I made earlier. This was the sort of later Ducati version of the black and gold with the Giugiaro stripes. And, you know, it's a very well-known, pretty machine again. But nice, interesting piece. And, you know, just thought I'd share it with you guys and let you have a look up and close with it.